Wow, welcome guys. So we're going to wait for everybody to join for the training. Mhm. Wait for everybody to join for the training. So wait for everybody to join the training. So wait for everybody to join for the training. Okay guys, we are going to be today is free training for virtual assistant. If you want to start working remotely, work from your home. So we're going to be discussing so many things and have clarity of what is a virtual assistant all about, who is a virtual assistant, and the things you need to know about virtual assistants. So we're going to let's wait for everybody to join for the training while we continue. So I'm waiting for people to join before we continue. So we're going to talk about so many things concerning working from home, the skills you need to get, uh, you need to acquire, so many things. We need to talk about misconception. Excuse me. Okay, guys, I can see that one person has joined. If you're just joining, you're welcome. So just wait for a bit for everyone to join before we can continue the training. Please, if you can hear me, just comment hi on the comment section if you can hear me. Please comment hi. If you can hear me, comment hi. So welcome guys. If you can hear me, please comment hi that you can hear me. If you can hear me, comment hi. Uh, is my comment section on? I think it's on. Please, if you can hear me, please comment hi on the comment section. Okay guys, okay, a lot of people have joined. Okay. Thank you so much guys. So we are going to talk about today is my name is Jenny Posh. I'm a digital coach. I'm an entrepreneur. So today we're going to talk about virtual assistant. A lot of people has this misconception. They don't know how to start. They don't know the kind of skills they need to acquire. A lot of people are confused about all this whole thing, and most people are thinking that virtual assistant is a scam. The remote job is a scam. So we're going to look at so many things concerning this remote job and virtual assistant. Actually, it is not a scam. Remote job is something as you someone who work 9 to 5. The only difference is that you are working from the comfort of your home. You're not dressing to office. You're not going to office to for your job. All you do is to work from your home, from the comfort of your home. It could be your private office in your home. It could be you rented apartment somewhere else where you go every day for your work, depending how you want it. But when it comes to this career path, it is flexible in the sense that you have time when to work. You have time, you choose the time that fits you. You choose the time that you want to work. That is a good thing about VA. That is good thing about working from home. You choose your time, and there is different service packages. We have a one-time service which you can offer as a one-time service for your client or for your customer, and you get paid. We have a contract that you sign a period of time, a period of time that you work. Then when you start a period of time that you work, it depends. your agreement, if it's 6 months, if it's 1 year, if it's 3 months, after the end of your contract, you go your way. They'll give you a recommendation based on the work that you have done. Then we have a long time service. Long time service could be 2 years, 3 years, depending the relationship you have with the company, depending the relationship you have with your client or your boss. They can retain you if the service you are giving to them worth it. So that is different level of remote job. Now, remote job, a lot of people are asking, what is remote job? What is virtual assistant? Virtual assistant, it means that helping your clients do the task they could not do for themselves, in the sense that probably they are busy or they have a lot of work in their hands. So they need someone who will come in the board to help them do so many things. Now, there are different, thank you for joining, there are different services you can offer. We have customer service representative, we have social media manager, we have content writer, we have lead generation, we have code calling, we have email marketing. Now, email marketing, content writing, all in one are called administrative support. They have technical support. So there's several, we have data analysis, we have e-commerce, we have Canva, yes, e-commerce and video editor. There's several skills you can offer. They're numerous. Now, if the recruiter, or yeah, the recruiter are not looking for someone who is so perfect. What they're looking for is someone who has the skills, someone who has the knowledge. That is what they're looking for. So a lot of people may say, "Oh, I don't have knowledge. I don't have experience." They're not looking for experience. They're looking for who is going to do the task, because they believe that if they're employing you for the job, they know that you have all it takes to get the job done. Now, when it comes to this remote this career path, there are several things you need to have in place. For example, you go to 9 to 5 job, your 9 to 5 office, and you have your own desk, you have your own computer, you have your everything that you needed for the job. Excuse me. In VA, there's something called communication and collaboration tool. What are those? It is a means of you communicating with your colleague, communicating with your boss. Communication and collaboration tool comes with a Google Drive, one boss, office tools. These are communication and collaboration tools. This is where you pass your information. For example, if they give you a task to do something, for example, they give you like you're a social media manager, and you're given a task to draft 30 days content calendar. What do you do? Once you draft the 30 days content calendar and you save your work in your Google Drive, the next thing you do is to share that work to your client, to your boss, to cross check, to check if this content calendar for this whole month is going to fly. What they will do, they go through it. Now, when you are sharing that information, there are several settings you need to consider. You have viewer, you have editor, and we have commenter. Viewer means that once they view your job, your content calendar, they will not have the power to edit your work. Then commenter means that if you share it as a commenter, it means that the person that share that your content calendar for that 30 days will have the power to comment on your work. Now, it depends what you want to achieve. Editor means that the person has ability to edit all your work. That person can even edit entirely of your job. Now, what is your motive concerning that job? If you want your boss to comment on this particular task they gave you, you leave it as commenter. You leave it as commenter. So the person will view and comment. But if you want your boss or your client to be an editor, to edit your job, you leave it an editor. But if you want them to only to view that particular job, you leave it at view. So what they do when they view it and cross-check your content for that month, if it's okay with them, they ask you to go ahead and start creating content. This is what it means by communication and collaboration too. So these tools is what you need to know how to use it and when to use it and how to share those information, because it might share a very important information that I don't want anybody to comment on it. Probably don't know it, or even restricted, because if it is restricted, the person that's sharing that information will not have access to that particular information. So these are the things we teach during our training. We show you all these things, how it's been done, how to carry out the task, how to send your information, and how to manage your space for every for privacy. Now we also have project management tool. This is where it comes. This is where it gets bigger. When it comes to project management tool, what is all about? It is same part of communication tools where you share information. It's like a domain. We have a Notion, we have a Slack, we have a ClickUp, we have a Trello, we have Monday.com, we have Assigner. These are communication and project management tools. What is it all about? This is where all your work is being carried out. Please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, say hi. I don't know if you can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, say hi. I don't know if my network is bad or something. Please, if you can hear me, comment hi. Can you hear me, guys? I don't know if my network is okay. Can you hear me? Please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, comment hi. If you can hear me, comment hi. I don't know if my network is still okay. Yes. Can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, comment hi. Is my network? Is it from my network? Okay, okay. So this project management tools is where all your work is being carried, just like a domain. Now, when you have a project that you're working on, there's something they call to-do list. To do, when you have done the job, the progress of the job, the review stage, the completed stage. So what it means is that if you are given a particular task to do, what it means that when you're at the stage of to do, it will be in the state of to do. Then to move to progress means that you have started working on the job, and there's a time tracker where all your job is being tracked. For example, you're working because the time zone of your country might be different from the time zone of where the company you're working for. So there is this a time tracker where whenever you started working, you enable the time tracker so that every job that you are doing will be tracked. Every job that you're doing is being documented. So at the end of the month, at the end of the week, depending when they are paying you, then it will show the number of hours you have worked. So these are what project management tool does. So this what we also teach you during our paid training. We teach you how to make use of those project management tool, how to um how to organize your job, and how to send your work. So if you are working with something like ClickUp, because ClickUp is very comprehensive, if you're working like with ClickUp, you must know when to put a time tracker. Then you must know when to communicate with your you have communicate with your colleague or your boss. So once you start working, your client will be monitoring all your job activities. So there's no need for them not to pay you at the end of the month, because most people feel that if you start working, they will not pay you. No, that time tracker is always tracking all your work, all your activities. So it will show when you started working, it will show when you stop working. Another thing, like in our paid training, we also teach you how to identify fake jobs. It is very, very important. In as much as it is legit, working from home is legit. There's several fake jobs out there. We teach you how to identify a fake company, a fake job. We also show you how to identify that. Now, a lot of people may say they have gotten a skills over 1 year, they have not gotten a job. There's something you may know. If you're from Africa, for example, there's some jobs that has been set, that has been programmed for Africa, not as in for Africans, that is set against Africa. So it's not because you don't have a good skills or because you don't have a good portfolio. No, it could be that the job is not for Africa. So we teach you how to identify jobs that is that is that is also including Africans, a job that you can do anywhere in the world. So when you're looking for a job, You don't just you don't just apply randomly. You look for job that has to do with anywhere around the world. It means that anybody from Africa, Asia, Europe, any part of the country is eligible for that type of job. So that is also what we teach you in our paid training. So there's a handful of, when it comes to virtual assistant, there's a handful of it. And you make a lot of money? Yes. A VA make money from it. Now, the beauty of this career path is that once you start, there's a room for you to upscale. If you start as a content writer, there's a room for you to upscale to a content strategist. There's several skills that you can upgrade to in order for your portfolio to have a very good outstanding. So is there's a room for you to upscale your skills. So in as much as you're working, you started as a social media manager that paying like $7 per hour. There's a room for you to upscale. So that is the reason why, as a beginner, you start with the one that would, the type of job that will not get you overwhelmed. Because in as much as the job is flexible, you can do 2 to 3 jobs at the same time. There's something we call close related niche. What are those close related niches? That a niche that is closer to each other, in the sense that when you're working or when you're offering the service, you will not get overwhelmed. Content writer, I'm just giving as an example. Content writer, social media manager, um, administrative support, they are this close related. So if you're a content writer, you can do social media manager. So you can work for two clients at the same time, doing social media manager for this person and writing a content for this person. These are a close related niche. So I will teach you um how to manage that aspect, how to choose a niche that is close related. Apart from that, as a person, also teach you how to brand yourself, because personal branding is very, very important. In as much as you're working from the comfort of your home, personal branding is important. I always tell my students that if you brand yourself very well, and a recruiter comes to a social media manager, because your social media space is your first portfolio. Your social media space, answer 50% question that the recruiter is going to ask you during the interview. How is it that if you start creating content and the recruiter comes to your page to see what you are doing, if the content you are creating doesn't relate to what they're going to employ you for, trust me, you're not going to get the job. So personal brand is important. How you put yourself out there is very, very important. The kind of content you are creating is very important. Apart from personal branding, brand is going to reach you for collaboration. People are watching you, different brands are watching you. So it's good to position yourself well in the internet space. You start with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very good place. Instagram is also a good place. Then Facebook. But if you're starting off, LinkedIn and Instagram are the best tool when it comes to working remotely, because different brand is seeing your content, um client is seeing your content, everybody is seeing your content. So it's good to position yourself well on the internet space. Another one again that people don't talk about when it comes to this remote job is pitching yourself out there. In as much as, yes, the market could be saturated, there is no business that is not saturated. Even someone who's selling a pure water in the market will have different brand of pure water, but what makes you different, what makes you unique from another seller, is how you brand your product. So when people say, oh, the market is saturated, it's not saturated. In as much, a lot of people want to work from home. Nobody want to put in effort to brand themselves proper. Now, pitching your service, pitching yourself to client is very, very important. It is old ways of getting clients. So you don't wait until there is a job that pop up out there, you start applying. No, pitch your service to client. Look for small business owners. Look for startup. If you're a social media manager, pitch yourself out there. I'm a social media manager, and now that is where personal branding comes in. Because if you tell them you're a social media manager, they'll ask you for your Instagram handle. And once somebody comes to your Instagram page and they're not seeing something that will motivate them to give you the job. Trust, they will not give you the job. So that is why if a social media manager, start creating content based on your niche. So when you pitch your service to them, they'll ask you for portfolio. For example, if you're starting up, you can just offer them like 1 month free service. Now, within that 1 month of free service, if you are good, they will retain you. If for the fact that you are doing it free service to them, does not mean that you're not going to put in your best. No, you have to put in your best. That is where voluntary jobs comes in. As a new beginner, start with voluntary jobs. That those voluntary jobs will give an experience, will make your portfolio, will make you to build a portfolio to a certain extent. So if you want to start a voluntary job, what do? You can start with um 2 months, a month, because in the space of 1 month, you develop a good relationship with your clients. In a space of 2 months, you have a good relationship with them. So for the fact that you are offering a free service to your client does not mean you're not going to do your best. No, you have to do your best, because the time you are doing your best and you're delivering the job very well, they're going to give you a recommendation letter. And that recommendation letter will be your next ticket to the next job that will pay you a lot of money. That is what people don't know. So these are the things we teach you during our paid training. We also teach you how to draft a contract, because trust me, I've had encounter where someone who worked at the end of the day, she didn't get paid. But what saved her was the contract that was signed. So, in as much as during the onboarding of the training, they're going to give a contract to sign. You as a person, you also have a contract that you give them to sign. Now, that is where working for a genuine company comes in. For example, you're in Africa and you're working for a company in Canada. So you need to get the information of those company. If they didn't pay you, you write to the country, and that is when once you write to them, there are all this country. It's not like Africa that anything can goes. They also look into the matter, and you get your money paid. Now in Upwork, why it's good to use Upwork is that once any work you take outside Upwork, they may not be able to trace it. But when you start using Upwork, because you use money to get money, right? So if you are getting looking for a job in Upwork, there's a room for you to buy Connect. Connect means there's some jobs that needed like 10 Connect, 5 Connect. You use money to pay for it. So there is several ways you can get a job. You can get a job through LinkedIn. It's not like a generic search where you see a job that is popping up. You see, no, there's a strategy to get job from LinkedIn. There's a strategy to get a job. It's not like a random site where you see jobs, then you apply for jobs. No, there's a strategy to get a job on LinkedIn. So we also give you genuine sites where you can get a job. We also teach you how to apply for those jobs. In as much as you come across a job on a job platform, you start applying. We also teach you how to identify if this job you're applying is fake, if this job you're applying is genuine. These are several things we teach you in our paid training. So working from home is flexible, makes you have time for yourself, it makes you earn more. Sorry guys, that's taking the lights. So I think I will end the live now. Or if there's any question, you can go ahead and ask. They've taken the lights. If there's any question, you can go ahead and ask before I end the live. Any question? Any question? Do you have any question? They've taken the light, so I can't continue. That is Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria for you. So is there any question before we round up? Probably tomorrow is Sunday. Maybe we can fix another time for tomorrow. Any questions so far? Any question? Okay, guys. So Probably still have another training tomorrow. I will just check my schedule and see how it goes. So if there is room for that, I will let you guys know. So guys, thank you so much for joining the live. I would have continued, but here is a bit dark. I've taken the light. So I will see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you so much for joining for today.